Okay, time is up, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Fxpassion broadcasting you live on Trade. And this is Forex Trader Course 101. What are we trying to do here, everybody? We are trying to build the three pillars of a beginner trader. Pillar number one is the strategy and or system. Pillar number two is the risk management. And pillar number three is the psychology. Yeah, right. We're trying to understand how our psychology affects our risk management decisions and how our risk management decisions are going to affect our strategy and our system. Make sense? And today's lesson 27, how to bring together previous lessons, everybody. So we are not yet ending, but we're almost over the basic module and the beginner module. Okay. We need to cover candlestick formations, and then we are over the basic and the beginner. But today we are trying together and analyze a currency pair. Okay, so type in the chat the currency pair that you want that we analyze. And remember, 90% of traders lose money in the forex market worldwide. Risk disclaimer: the webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes. Don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. For questions or homeworks, TradingView house rules apply. You can contact me in private chat, or you have below the streaming video you have the Gmail contact. And never forget, having two skills is better than one. 3 skills is better than 2, especially in times of uncertainty. And trading is a learnable skill, everybody. Yes, you can learn this. That being said, jump to the charts. And remember, we have Canadian news in 1 hour. In 1 hour, we're going to have Canadian news. So if you don't have any currency pair, let's analyze AUD CAD or any CAD related. Canada JPY, right? It's a nice pair to analyze. Okay, Canada JPY. And today's lesson 27, we are going to analyze the charts. We're going to bring all together from the basic module, okay. So we're going to start from the monthly chart first. And this is the monthly chart, everybody. Okay, beginner traders, this is the monthly chart. And we didn't learn Fibonacci's yet, right? So I'm going to delete the Fibonacci in here. And tell me, everybody, what is the long-term view of this currency pair? What is the long-term view of Canada JPY? And why too, right? What is the long-term view on Canada JPY and why? It doesn't matter if you're a scalper, intraday, swing trader, short-term swing trader, long-term swing trader, whatever. What is the long-term view on Canada JPY monthly chart? Long or short? So is the, remember everybody, we are bringing together all the previous lessons, right? So one of the first lessons is that the forex market, it's nothing more than a financial game between the two countries. And we said that once the market reaches the upper band, then it's going to go down long term until it's reaches the upper band. So, and as you can see, everybody, this beginner traders, this is good news for you. Golden nugget for the beginner trader. This price action was predictable. Make sense? Oh, Passion, why? Why was this predictable? This was predictable because the market hit the lower band once, twice. See? The market supposed to be the upper from 2014, right? 2014, 15. The market supposed to move up until here. It didn't. It retraced and it fell all back down to here. So we are still at the lower band, and here still at the lower band. So the long-term prediction, beginner traders, It doesn't matter, scalp or intraday, whatever, it's long. Okay, so this would be one. And then we learned about trend lines, and we learned about the market wave, and we learned about, nonetheless, we learned about support, resistance, pivot points, right? So this is the monthly chart, Canada JPY, okay? And here is the lesson, everybody, for the beginner trader, and this is the homework for the future, okay? Every time, it's an ongoing homework, okay? So it's like course, Forex course, Forex course 101, which means basics, ongoing homework. Every time, try to answer the next questions. What is the market? So the projection, right? What is the market going to do long term? So this is number one. Beginner traders, you need to learn this and understand this. Number two, yesterday I had the trader, everybody, who wants into the Forex course 202. And I told him, you know, do you know everything about the Forex course 101? And he said, yes, but, and I said, okay, analyze the chart for me. And he didn't know everything, you know. I mean, nobody's perfect, right? But he didn't get the basics. Okay, so beginner traders, if you want to come to the advanced course, you need to learn these things before. All right, so number one, what is the market going to do long term? What is the market going to do short term? And number three, what is the market doing right now? Okay, beginner traders, okay, if you want to become a professional trader one day, work for Morris Capital or somebody else, or build your own hedge fund, whatever, okay, this is one of the ways. It's not the only way, right? But this is one of the ways. Fair enough? Okay, talking about the Forex course 101, this is the ongoing homework. Every time, try to answer the next questions. Number one, what is the market going to do long term? Number two, what is the market going to do short term? And what is the market doing right now? So Canada JPY, what do you think, everybody? What is the market going to do long term on the monthly chart? And what is the market going to do short term on the monthly chart? And everybody, I'm not sure if we are having some connectivity problems. Can you hear me? I'm talking, but I didn't ask you, everybody, if you can see my screen and hear my voice. Can you see my screen and hear my voice, everybody? Would somebody be so nice and type in the chat? Yes, I can hear you. I can see the screen. MDS Man 5, thank you very much. Thank you very much. MDS, what do you think? What is the long-term view on Canada JPY monthly chart? And everybody, Zueli says yes. Thank you very much. So try not to mix apples with bananas, everybody. It's normal in the beginning. What is the long-term view on Canada JPY monthly chart? What is the short-term view on Canada JPY monthly chart? We have technicals, right, to answer to give support to our answers. MDS says long. Yes, sir. Very good. And MDS and Zuelius, everybody, don't be shy, don't be afraid, okay? There is no right or wrong. What is the market going to do in the short term? Remember, everybody, beginner traders, the market must wave. So long term is going to do this, right? You know, this is all long term on the monthly chart, right? But when we address the view, what is the market going to do short term? You need to decide, or is the market going to do this story, or is the market going to do this? So it's going to be a different story, right? And we learned about stories. Or is the market going to do this again? Wow, right? I never thought about this. I never thought about, you know, I never thought about like in this way, right? So the long-term view, it's up, everybody. Okay, what do you think is the short-term view? Right? So the long-term view, everybody, is the circle. The circle is the long-term view, makes sense? So it's up. One more time, beginner traders, why it's up? Because we are at the lower band on the monthly chart. This is the reason. The long-term view, it's up. What about the short-term view? You need to choose about the different quadrants, right? So do you think, everybody, that in the short term this market is going to retrace on the monthly chart? Why is this important? Because if you think that the market is going to retrace on the monthly chart, we learned about the concept, beginner traders, the higher time frame controls price movement and market direction of the smaller time frames. So if you are expecting a retracement on the monthly, this is of extreme value. Why is that? Because if the monthly is going to push down, it doesn't matter if you're a scalper, intraday, swing trader, you should be shorting the market instead of going long. Does this make sense? MDS says, yes, short term, it's going to retrace, very good. Okay. Anybody else with a different view? Remember, everybody, don't be shy and don't be afraid, because we don't have the crystal ball, right? Okay. So beginner traders, the first answer is long, right? What is the market going to do in the short term on the monthly chart? And MDS says, yeah, look like a retracement. So okay, retrace sooner or later it's going to retrace. Okay, so this is the second one. And what is the market doing right now? What is the market doing right now? So talking about the long-term view, that it's long, and talking about the retracement, right? MDS is saying, yes, look like I have to go to work. Thanks so much. I hope to learn more soon. Have a good day. Thank you, MDS. Thank you. So here is the lesson, everybody. In the last 10 lessons, we learned about pivot point, support, and resistance. Okay. So bringing all together today, when is the market going to retrace? The market must retrace, right? In order for the market to wave, a retracement must come. Many beginner traders don't understand this. A retracement, it's a must. It cannot move other way. Very good, it's going up. So we learned about the pivot points, and we learned that pivot points are areas, right? Okay, so how are we going to see our spot? We are going to see the short-term trend, right? So remember, pivot points are not lines, okay? Those are not numbers to the pip, but this is an area. and this is an area too. So going to retrace. Because of the pivot point, we are going to see a short-term downtrend on the smaller time frames. Does this make sense? Because it's an area, it's not a line. And some beginner traders are not listening here too. And if the market is not going to retrace right now, what is... Sandy, I would like to help you, but this is a Forex course, okay? No cryptos in here. I need to be fair to everybody. Some of students ask about gold, you know. This is a Forex course, everybody, okay? And because this is a pivot point area, everybody, if the market is going to continue to go up, like making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, then the next area of retracement is going to be the next pivot point. Does this make sense, everybody? So what is the market going to do long term on Canada JPY? It's long. We agreed. What is the market going to do short term? Well, the market is going to retrace sooner or later, and bringing all the lessons together, we are using the pivot points to make a prediction. Make sense? Enzo Elio said correctly, you know, what is the market doing right now? And he said, on the monthly chart, it's pushing up, right? How do we know that the market is pushing up? Well, we are looking the candles, everybody. You know, it's a bullish candle, white body, okay? The body is bigger than the wick of the candle, so it's pushing up, okay? And remember, we have Canadian news in about 40 minutes. So we are going to see what we're going to see on every time frame, everybody. And remember, on Friday, we have a news announcement again. What we're going to see, it's the change in the trend direction on the smaller time frames. Make sense? Now, this is the monthly, right? Everybody. Now, let's go on the weekly chart. And we are here right now. Okay, we didn't learn the Fibonacci's yet, so out of the Fibonacci's, out with the Fibonacci's, and hopefully we have the same questions here. I'm going to delete the answers because every time frame it's a little bit different, right? I'm going to do long term on Canada JPY weekly chart. And remember, we have different parts of the story, right? The long-term view is, but the short-term view are the different quadrants. So long-term, everybody, what do you think is this market going to do long-term on the weekly chart? Long or short? Is it going to move up or is it going to push down? This is a beginner's course. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. There is no right or wrong. So the long term, you know, the higher time frame controls the price movement and market direction on the smaller time frames. So the long-term view, if the monthly is going to go up, what is the weekly going to do? Long term. Enzuelio says it's long. Yes, sir. What about the short-term view, Zuelis? Long. The long-term view, Canada JPY, long-term, talking about with the future months, it's up, it's long. What is the market going to do short-term on the weekly chart? Do you think Zuelis is still going to push up and up and up? or do you think that it's going to retrace? And remember, everybody, there is no right or wrong. Okay, so we're going to apply the same logic. We learned about support, resistance, pivot points, and this blue line, it's an area, and this blue line up in here, it's an area too. So we're going to use the same logic. You know, what is the market going to do short term on the weekly chart? One more time, we are going to see if the market is going to retrace on the weekly. We are going to see a change in the short-term trend. Okay, if it's not going to retrace right now, well, then the short-term trend is going to go up to the next level, to the next pivot point. Short-term as well, it says it's short. Very good. Okay, and what is the market doing right now? What is the market doing right now? So one more time, if you're a complete beginner, everybody, Passion, how do you address the weekly chart? What is the market doing right now? Well, great question. We are looking at the candles. This is the weekly candle. It started on Monday morning, Asia, Sunday night, Brazil, you know, and we are monitoring, we are looking at this candle here. This is the weekly candle. And when we're talking about what is the market doing right now, we are comparing the body of the candle to the wick. Does this make sense? And we are going to learn about candlestick formations, everybody, in the future lessons. And tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we are starting the Forex trade chart. Starting from tomorrow, we are looking for trades, for entries. But remember, the Forex trading week, it's a part of the course. Starting from tomorrow, we are going to try to implement what we have learned and trade, make some picks, hopefully on a demo account. Right now it's short, very good. So because this candle is bearish, everybody, and we're going to learn about candles in the future lessons, Zoelio is saying, well, the smaller time frames, like the 4 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 15-minute chart, the market is down, it's retracing. Very good. Let's move on the daily, everybody. Daily chart, daily chart, right? And I'm going to delete most of the things. Delete. This is from the previous lessons that we had. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, delete this one. And we didn't learn the Fibonacci's yet. We are going to learn, don't worry. Everybody, you are going to learn the Fibonacci's in the correct way. There is a lot of misinformation about the Fibonacci's out there. Okay. So if you want to learn the Fibonacci's, you came to the right place, everybody. Same questions, everybody. This is the daily chart, and today is Wednesday in most part of the world. Not sure about Asia, if it's over midnight, I think not. So this is the daily chart, and we are looking now at the daily candles, right? Question number one, what is the market going to do long term on the daily chart, everybody? Question number two, what is the market going to do short term? And the same question, what is the market doing right now? So see, everybody, now that we're on the daily chart, the short term, it's compressed of the daily candles. Make sense? So when we want to figure out what is the market doing short term, and right now too, we are looking at the candles. If today it would be Friday, we would look at the last 5 candles from the daily. Does this make sense? But because today it's Wednesday, so Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, right? Now, the higher time frame controls price movement and market direction. So what is the market going to do long term? On the daily chart, everybody. On the daily chart. I'm messing with entries. So if you look at the chart, beginner traders, if you compress the chart like this, what can you see? You can see that Canada JPY on the daily chart was doing what long term? Extension, retracement, extension. What was Canada JPY on the daily chart? What was the market doing long term? See everybody? When we are talking about the short-term view of the chart on the daily, right? If this would be the example, back in time, this was the extension. Make sense? And if we would have this conversation back in time, right? Somebody would say, well, what is the short-term view? Well, the market must retrace, so the short-term view is down. And it happened, right? The retracement, it was kind of sideways, but nonetheless still a retracement, right? The market was not making higher highs, higher lows anymore. It was making lower lows or highs, and then it stalled between the two pivot points. Beginner traders, do you see? Pivot pointing here, pivot pointing here, pivot pointing here, pivot pointing here, pivot pointing here. So made a retracement, and we learned this, everybody, in the previous lessons. Every consolidation must come to an end. And good news, one more time for the beginner trader. The professional traders have alarms on breakouts, entries, exits. Make sense? Passion, this is all too complex. If you are for the first time with us, go back. Please go back to the recordings and start to watch lesson number 1. What is market structure? If this is your first time with us, everybody is going to get complex if you didn't learn from the previous lessons. Make sense? So back to the questions, okay? What is the long-term view? As well you said, it's long. What about the short-term view? Apply the same logic, everybody. The smaller time frames are going to show us, is the daily chart ready to retrace or not? But remember, we have a news announcement in about, what's the time? In about 30. So we're going to end this lesson today 15 minutes before, because we are going to trade the news announcement. All right. So we are here. Those are the candles. What do you think, everybody? The question is not news related, because we don't know the future. We don't have the crystal ball, right? But what is the market telling you? Is the market going to, so for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, are you expecting the market to retrace based on what you see right now, beginner traders? Or is the market going to continue to rally Wednesday, Thursday, Friday based on what you see? And one more time, don't be shy and don't be afraid. You know, we don't have the crystal ball. Make sense? And one more time, you need to understand, beginner traders, why is the long term and the short term view, why are those views important? Because if you are a day trader, just an example, but if you're a day trader and if you're expecting a retracement, what are you going to do? Are you going to look for short the market, or are you going to try to go long? In simple words, if you're expecting a retracement on the daily, are you going to short the market? Are you going to sell Canada JPY? Or are you going to buy Canada JPY? Short is short, long is long. Long is long, short is short. Very good. Okay. So Zuelius is continuing, is saying, okay, the market is still making lower lows, lower highs on the smaller time frames. What is the market doing right now? And right now, everybody, compared to the short-term view, remember one more time, right? Today is the lesson we are trying to bring all together. Some of you is texting me that it's too complex. One more time, very slowly for the beginner trader. One more time. One more time. The long-term view is this. Okay? The long-term view is the circle. Everybody, it's based on the monthly and the weekly, but especially the monthly. Okay? The long-term view is based on the monthly. Now, every specific time frame has its own long. And talking about the short-term view, on the monthly chart, we are looking at the candle. Okay? We are looking at the candle and we're looking at the movement, what is happening 1 month before, ago, 2 months ago. The wave. This is what we have learned in the very beginning. It's market structure and the market wave. So talking about the long-term view is the monthly chart, the monthly bands. Talking about short-term view, we are trying to identify if the long-term view is up, the short-term view, we are trying to identify on the monthly, weekly, daily, and all the other time frames, where are we? This is the market wave. We learned about this too in the previous lessons. So we are trying to identify, are we in here, extension, or are we in here, retracement, different color, or are we in here, next extension? Professional traders too. It's all the same. Professional traders are just more skilled, they get these things quicker. Okay, so this is the short-term view. And talking about short-term view on the daily chart and compared to the weekly chart, the short-term view on the daily chart, we are monitoring the last 3 candles. The last 3 candles, still the same stories, the same logic, If this is the daily chart, we are trying to identify, are we maybe in here? Or are we in here? And this makes all the difference when we trade for the week. Because if I can identify as a trader that we are here, then I'm going to go short for the week. I'm going to try to sell. Scalper, intraday, day trader, swing trader, all the same. My direction is going to be short for the week. But if I can correctly identify that I'm here, then I'm going to go and I'm going to try to buy the market, go long. for the week, scalper, intraday, swing traders, whatever, trend traders, counter trade, all the same, you know. So when we are analyzing the charts, everybody, and when we are looking at those questions, this is what we are talking about. We want to identify, or are we seeing an extension? When we are in a retracement, we are trying to identify and spot, are we maybe starting the new extension, or is the retracement going to continue? And this makes all the difference when we trade from. Make sense? Neck, is it better, more understandable to everybody? Did I clarify? Is it become easier for you to understand what are we talking about? See the charts, and of course the long-term view, right? Let me delete this, delete this, delete. So the long-term view, this would be the circle on the theory. Looks like a face. All right. Next says yes. Okay. So this is the long-term view on the monthly, weekly. Now, what is the short-term view on the monthly, weekly, daily too? So we are here right now. I'm going to delete the circle because we identified that the daily it's up, long-term, you know. Now, what is the short-term view? And Zuelius said, well, the short-term view is short. So Zuelius is expecting that this market is going to retrace. What's the time? I need to keep an eye on. We're going to read the news in about 25 minutes. So Zuelius is expecting everybody from the daily chart to retrace. Okay. This is a known, this view, everybody, it's not news related. Okay? Beginner traders, don't mix apples with bananas. This is a technical view, not news related. Okay, don't call me and, oh, the market went up. Of course, it was a news announcement, but technically speaking, you know, Zuelius is expecting a retracement. Make sense? Now, one more time, how to be, you know, how to project in the correct way? Well, remember one more time, those pivot points are areas. And we are going to see when the retracement is going to come, we are going to see a change in the short-term trend on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. Okay. And lastly, what is the market doing right now? Well, compared to the weekly chart, to answer to this question, we are looking not only at one candle, but we are looking at the 3 candles. Make sense? For the short-term view, I said wrongly, everybody. For the short-term view, we are looking at the 3 candles and talking about what is the market doing right now. We are looking at this candle here, the last one. So what is the market doing right now? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday, the market was up. Tuesday, the market went up, but then it crashed down. Bearish candle. So what is the market doing right now? Don't be shy. Well, I would say that it's sideways, right? I would say that this is the high of the candle, this is the low of the candle. I would say the market it's right now is long. Well, not sure, you know, because there is a wick still. You have a wick up here of the candle. So let's check the smaller time frames, everybody, and okay, we are going to put a quadrant on the daily. Okay, quadrant on the daily. So we have half of yesterday too. But let's go on the 4-hour chart. Do you want me to go on the 2-hour chart, everybody? 2-hour chart, okay. 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart. And this is right now. What is the market doing right now? Kind of sideways, right? Long, you know, Zuelius, I won't say long, you know, because it's not making higher highs and higher lows, but the market went up, you know, bullish candle, and it went down, bearish candle. Make sense? Now, here is the kicker, everybody. The 2-hour chart, we are going to ask as beginner traders, as good students of the markets, we are going to ask ourselves the same questions. And remember, this is the Forex course 101. This homework never ends. If you want to learn, and if you allow me to be your mentor, everybody, this is your ongoing homework. It never ends. Every time, try to answer the next questions. What is the market going to do long term on the 2-hour chart? What is the market going to do short term on the 2-hour chart? And what is the market going to do right now? So what is the long-term view for the beginner traders when we are talking about the long-term view? On the 2-hour chart, we are talking about the week. Okay, so let's write this down for the beginner traders. Okay, let's write this down. When talking about the long-term view on the 1-hour, 2-hour chart, we are talking about the weekly view, and the short-term view is the intraday view. Okay, beginner traders, this is how to understand the market. Okay, don't mix apples with bananas, everybody. One more time. Okay, there are many ways to learn this. This is just one of them. Fair enough. Every time to answer the question, what is the market going to do long term on the Canada JPY 2-hour chart? When talking about the long-term view on the 1-hour, 2-hour chart, we're talking about the weekly view. So today is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What do you think? It's a technical conversation, everybody. One more time, but it's a technical conversation. What do you expect as a beginner trader? Don't stress out. There is no right or wrong. We don't have the crystal ball. But what do you expect for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? What is going to happen? Do you expect the market to continue to rise? And there is no right or wrong. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? We don't have the crystal ball most of the time. This is not true, passion. Professional traders are not wrong most of the time. Professional traders are wrong on the prediction and projection most of the time. They are just skilled better to change and to adapt to different market conditions. If you have a professional trader, everybody, and he's telling you, I'm right 99% of the time, tell him to show you his results. It's a fake. Next, professional traders we have losing trades. The market is unpredictable. We don't have the crystal ball. Okay. So just quickly, what is the market going to do long term? What is the market going to do short term? And what is the market doing right now? Well, at least right now, right? Because this is the sideways movement, everybody. Okay. And if this market, talking about the news announcement, if this market is going to push down, then short term is going to be short. If the market is going to push up because of the news announcement, this might be long short term. Make sense? We have no indication as beginner traders if this is the end of the extension. Make sense? The market is not showing us what it's ready to do. So if I'm saying, oh, the market is going to fall, it's a speculation. You know, I'm speculating because the market is not showing me anything. So I'm not sure if we are going to retrace right now, but the news announcement is going to show us something. Make sense? And everybody, I'm sorry, because we are going to trade the live account news announcement. Okay, so today it's next level number 2. I told in the beginning of the class, you know, you cannot, unfortunately, you cannot enter the Forex course 202 if you didn't get the knowledge from the Forex course 101. But if you want consistent results, you or maybe some of your friends learn the mindset and the hard set of the professionals, ask for the Forex course 202. And why? If you've been around the block for 2, 3, 4 years, some of you 6, 7 or more, and you are not making it, this course is a must. You must come to this course. Why is that? Because we are not stupid, everybody, but yeah, we are lacking some specific knowledge. Next level. Make sense? Everybody remember, it's not uncommon to try hard for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm telling you, it's not your fault, but you are lacking some specific knowledge. That being said, everybody, I'm sorry, I need to go. See you back tomorrow. Until tomorrow, stay strong and trade with passion. This is Fxpassion signing off.